Hi there, long time no see. I'm finally back on YouTube after a whole year of not posting anything, other than maybe the odd short, which were actually just Instagram reels that I put on YouTube. But yes, if you've been here before, then welcome back. Thank you for sticking with me and joining me again. If you're a new subscriber, or you're new to the channel, or if you've just randomly stumbled across this video, then hi, I'm Ophelia and I usually talk about all things witchcraft, tarot and books. If you've been wondering what I've been doing for the past year, then I'm afraid to say that it's nothing really very interesting, just the usual day-to-day motions of life. So working, if you didn't know, I work at my local library, which I absolutely love. I've been spending time with my partner Tom and our animals. So if you watched my last video that I made last year, then you will know that we recently, or should I say a year ago, we got a puppy called Ozzy, and he is one of the reasons that I have not been recording or publishing anything, just because he takes up the vast majority of our spare time, because he's a Labrador puppy and they need all the attention basically. And I did also post in that video that our two cats, Flora and Fauna, they were not having a great time with the new puppy, unfortunately. He is very boisterous, and he was a little bit too much for them at first. However, he's starting to chill a little bit, and Flora has started venturing downstairs to sit with us, and there will be some puppy and kitty snoofles and things, but Fauna is a little bit more timid, and so it's just going to take a little bit of time for her, I think. So if you do hear any random barking or anything, then that is Ozzy, because he's currently downstairs on his own and he's not quite sure what's going on while I record this video. But if he was here with me, this video would not get recorded basically. So yeah, if you hear any random growling or barking, then he's fine, he's just downstairs, okay? So that was a little bit of a life update, so a little bit of an update in terms of my YouTube channel then. I am hoping to get back to posting sort of more semi-regular videos and my book reviews and things. So although I haven't been posting my book reviews on YouTube, I have been writing reviews and posting them on my blog. So some of the books that I've reviewed, just in case you wanted to go over there and check those out over the past year, some of the books that I've reviewed are, and I've put them at the side of me because I can't fit them on the desk in front of me at the moment, so bear with me. But yes, Young Oracle Tarot. This one is by Suki Ferguson, and this is sort of a beginner tarot, introduction to tarot book aimed at sort of the tween age groups, but it is sort of for everybody. I'm not going to give you too much information about these books because, like I said, I've got all the information and all the reviews and good stuff over on my blog. So this was the first one that I reviewed. Then another one, which was The Queen of Wands. Again, this is tarot related, so this is by Kat Willett, and she's illustrated this, so it's sort of like what's the word, graphic novel style with lots of illustrations, but it's basically the story and life of Pamela Coleman Smith, who, if you weren't already aware, she was the illustrator of the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck. So yeah, I've done a little review of that one as well. Next, this one, We Are All Witches. This one is by Myri Kid, I think that's how you pronounce it, and this was a look at lots of different witches throughout history, whether they be real people that existed or myths and legends and stories and things. So they were told sort of from like a feminist perspective as well, so that one was really interesting. Again, that one has been reviewed. Next we have one of my favourite books that I've read sort of last year, was How to Study Magic by Sarah Lyons, and this again is another really good beginner book if you're looking at just getting started, getting into magic, not necessarily witchcraft. This looks at a whole range of different magical areas and practices and things, so yeah, that was a good one. Next was the Practical Witches spell book by Sarah Dwyn Greenleaf. So this wasn't necessarily a new book that's recently come out. This has been out for a while, but it was sort of a back catalogue book that I was sent to review, and this also came with this little deck as well. Sorry, it's not going to focus on that. But it's basically the Practical Witches spell deck to accompany the book as well, so a review of those two. Next, a cute little book, Morning Magic, a guided journal of enchanted rituals for the day ahead. This one is, like it says, is more of a journal. So if you look inside, it's got lots of journal pages basically, but there is a lot of information in there and prompts and rituals and things to do on a morning to aid that journaling. So that was a really lovely one as well. We're getting through them, don't worry. This one, Tarot Spreads yearbook, the Tarot Spreads yearbook by Chelsea Pippin Mizzy and illustrated by Cara Hudson. So this one is, again, it's a tarot book, and it is literally what it says on the front. It is just a book full of tarot spreads that you can use throughout the year. You don't have to follow it in order or anything. It is literally just have a look, what do you want a tarot spread for, and I'm sure you'll find something in there. So that was a really cool one to review as well. Next, sort of towards the end of the year, this was Letting Magic In, a memoir of becoming by Maya Toll. Now, I have reviewed or shared a lot of Maya Toll books before, especially over on Instagram, because I absolutely love all of her books, and this one was no exception. So there is, like I said, full review of this over on my blog, and it's just a little bit of a memoir of sort of the first half or the first sort of early years of her life, etc., and her discovering magic and like it says, letting the magic into her everyday life. Yeah, sorry, they're getting lower to the floor now, bear with me. So then this one, I think this was sort of towards the beginning of the year. This is Magica by Carlota Santos, and this again is sort of a beginner introduction to magic. It's got all the basics and the necessities and things that you will need when you're just getting started, but all the information and details of that one, again, is on my blog. And lastly, the Cats Rule the Earth tarot deck, which is by Catherine Davidson and illustrated by Thiago Correa. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, but yeah, the illustrations are absolutely beautiful, obviously cats throughout. But I've got a little look at that and again a review over on my blog. So all of those books that I've just mentioned were sent to me by the publishers for free, just to feature on my Instagram or on YouTube and to review, etc. I am going to be talking a little bit later in this video about how that works in terms of when I'm sent things for free. So please do stick around for that, because I just want to be a little bit more transparent, I suppose, in my videos. But if you do want any information or reviews on any of those things, then do head over to my blog. The web address is opheliafair.com, but I will also put a little link to it as well. So I am hoping to start posting semi-regularly again. I've organised myself for the next few videos, and I've got some really exciting things that I want to share with you guys. So for example, the first book that I'm going to be reviewing back on YouTube will be, not that one, that's their other one, this one, New Moon Magic, 13 Anti-Capitalist Tools for Resistance and Re-Enchantment, and this is by Risa Dickens and Amy Torok. And so you've already seen, but I absolutely loved their first book, which was Missing Witches. So if you didn't know, this is basically a book that's based on a podcast that the two ladies have. But again, if you want some more information on this book, then it is already, I've already done a YouTube review on that, so I will link to it, but you should just be able to find it on my YouTube page. And this is one of my absolute favourite books. I really love this one, so I would definitely recommend checking this one out. But it's because I read this one, obviously, that I obviously wanted to review their new book, their upcoming book. So this is coming out in September, sort of towards the, I think it's towards the end of September. But, oh no, the middle of September, yeah. So I'm hopefully going to get my review done and out before the book is released. So if you are not subscribed and you are interested in this new book, then do make sure you're subscribed to be notified when I've finally uploaded my review, okay? Another little thing as well that I've been meaning to do for a while and that I've mentioned on Instagram is a bookshelf tour. So I do have my bookshelf in the background, I've blurred it out a little bit, but I know people are interested in the books that I've got on my shelf, and I do tend to review them all or post about them all, but I thought it'd be really good just to do a little bookshelf tour, just to talk you through the books that I've got, things that I absolutely love, things that I've been sent, but also things that maybe I don't really use, that are just sort of there that actually I've been thinking about maybe donating or whatever, just getting rid of, just to free up a little bit more space, because there are some books on there that I don't really use or maybe are not so great, if I'm honest. So yeah, I'd just like to share some of that with you as well. There are also a few videos that I have planned featuring some recent Oracle deck releases as well that have just come out, so I'm going to do a video about a few of those, and then obviously there's going to be the new book releases and book reviews. I've already touched on this a little bit, but the main thing that I wanted to talk about, and the reason that I'm recording this video, is that I wanted to explain a little bit more about the books that I do receive for review, or that I'm gifted, if you want. So my aim is to be a little bit more transparent on YouTube and on social media in general when it comes to the products that I'm receiving, whether it be the books. It is mainly books, but obviously the odd time as well there'll be tarot, oracle decks and things that I'm sent for review, that I'm sent to feature, and I just wanted to be a little bit more open in how that process works. Okay, so if you have seen any of my reviews before or any of my videos before, then you will know that I always say that the book has been sent to me for free by the publisher. So you might consider it, like I said, a gifted product that I can share, that I can review, and just promote on social media basically. But what exactly does that mean? And do I have to say that it's an ad, which is something that I've been sort of looking into. So do I have to say whether it's an ad or not? Apparently yes, apparently no. It's all very confusing. I'm trying to get to grips with the guidelines and things here in the UK, just to see if something's classed as an ad or not, okay? So basically, according to the ASA, the Advertising Standards Agency, and CAP, which is the Competition Advertising Practice, they state that content created is an ad if you are paid in some way. So this could either be monetary payment or free products, and the company has had some editorial control over what exactly you're posting. So both of those must be true. So receiving payment, monetary or freebies, and control over the content. So both of those must be true in order to be considered an ad. However, the CMA, the Competition and Markets Authority, states that all paid for content, whether again money or freebies, must be clearly identifiable with suggestions. So they basically say this is what you should put: advertisement, feature or promotion. This was all getting a little bit confusing, and I don't think these labels make it any clearer to you exactly what's happening either. So like I said, I wanted to be really transparent about how it works in my situation, so that hopefully when you watch my book reviews you know that these are my genuine opinions. So firstly, I don't receive any payment for posting anything on social media. I say social media because, as well as YouTube, like I said, I regularly post on Instagram and TikTok, so this applies there too. So although I don't receive any monetary payment for these posts, I do receive the free product, which can be seen as a payment. So in those cases, I will always say that I have received the book or the tarot deck or whatever for free. The important thing for me is that even though I am sent product for free, I am under absolutely no obligation to post about it, and the company or the publisher in this case that are sending me the products, they have no say or control over what I post, when I post, where I post it, or anything like that. I am ashamed to say that actually I have several books on my bookshelf that I was sent for free and that I've actually never posted about. just for whatever reason that I've not really felt like it, I've not really wanted to share anything about it, or I simply just haven't had the time. And yes, I do feel quite terrible about it because people have sent me things for free and I've not posted anything about it. But like I said, there is no obligation to post anything that I'm receiving for free, okay? But the point is that the reviews that I post are all my own views. I've not been influenced by any sort of outside source, by the publisher, by the author, etc. And the publishers have absolutely no say over what I say in my reviews or put on my Instagram posts or anything, unless it's a giveaway. But that I will come to a little bit later on. When it comes to the books that I do post about and that I do review, you might notice that I am more often than not quite favourable about them, although I do always point out that if there's something about the book that I didn't like, I do try to keep my reviews balanced, focusing on positives and negatives. But the main reason that I'm usually really excited about books and that I'm positive about the books that I'm sharing is because I've chosen the books that I want to review, basically. So I choose things that I know that I will like, or that I'm interested in, or that suits my taste, something that I'm going to enjoy, basically. Which makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, why would I agree to review books that I don't think I'm going to like, or that I don't think I'm going to want to read, or that I'm going to enjoy? So yeah. Other than that, I do always try and think about my audience, so you guys, so what would you like to see me review? So for example, even though I personally don't really use beginner books, so beginner witchcraft books or introduction to magic books myself anymore, then I know that you guys or people out there might be still interested in those kind of books, and that you might appreciate a review of those kind of books. So like I mentioned, I did it earlier with Magica, so that is an introduction to magic book. It's not necessarily a book that I would now go out and buy for myself, because I do feel like my practice has moved on from that, but I do think it puts me in quite a good place to be able to review it. So that leads me on to the next thing that some of you might be interested in, and that's how do I get the free books in the first place? Well, there are actually a few ways. Firstly, the way that I actually started this was just by reaching out to the publishers when they had a new title that I was interested in and basically just asking for a review copy. I actually did that recently with New Moon Magic that I've just mentioned because I knew that I would love it. Like I said, I read both of the authors' first book. I loved it, so I knew that I would enjoy the second one as well. And I just really wanted to share it with you guys. And that's how I feel about it, most books that I choose to review. I do now, however, get approached by publishers reaching out asking if I would like to review copies of their new titles that they have coming out, especially since my audience has grown, particularly on Instagram. But I don't always say yes. So some of the books that I've just shown you, publishers approached me and said, oh, we've got this title coming out, would you like to review it? But like I said, sometimes I don't say yes. I do try to be mindful about the books that I'm sharing, and there have been a few occasions in the past where I've declined to review a book. Most recently, I was asked if I wanted to take part in some promo over on Instagram for an author that was coming out with a new release. It was an author I'm familiar with, that I had read some of their previous work. However, they were known, especially in the previous work that I'd read, to be very trans exclusionary, and that didn't align with my values, and it wasn't something that I really wanted to promote. So that was one of the reasons that I might have declined. On the flip side to that though, by the publishers reaching out, it does introduce me to a lot of books and titles that I wouldn't otherwise have come across. And obviously, if it's a book that looks good, it sounds good, something I want to read, then obviously I will say yes. Lastly, the most recent way that I've been receiving gifted books and witchy goodies and things is by working directly with a publisher. So I'm absolutely loving being part of the Running Press Mystic Coven. So Running Press are the publisher, and they have sort of an offshoot called Running Press Mystic, which is all their witchcraft, magical, spiritual, occult books and things. And so the Mystic Coven is an influencer program that they run. They asked me if I wanted to join. I think it was about nearly a year ago now, I would say, maybe a little bit even more than that. But yeah, they asked me if I wanted to join because I'd reviewed a couple of their titles previously, and of course I said yes. So the way that the Mystic Coven works is that every month they will send or email me a list of the new titles that they have coming out. Occasionally there will be some of their back catalogue on there as well. So if an author is coming out with a new release but they've also published some previous works with Running Press, then they will be part of the back catalogue that you can also request. Other than receiving the free products, I'm not paid or under any obligation to post about any of the things I receive, and the same applies to the Running Press stuff as I mentioned before, other than the occasional giveaway. Okay, so there has been a couple of giveaways that I've done now on Instagram with Running Press, and these work slightly differently because they do have a little bit of a say over what I am posting. So for example, we will work together, and on these posts they fulfill the giveaway, so they will send the prize out to whoever wins, and they do give me some specific entry requirements for the giveaway that they'd like me to include. But that is literally all they really stipulate when it comes to a giveaway post. After saying all that then, I hope it makes it a little bit clearer for you guys. I personally wouldn't consider my post ads. However, I will continue to let you know if I've received the product for free. So you may be wondering at this point then, if I'm not getting paid to post about or promote these books, then why am I doing it? And it's simply because I enjoy it. I love reading, I love books, they always excite me, and I want to share that excitement with like-minded people. I want to promote new authors and their books and just to help them do well. Even if it is a book that I didn't enjoy, I always try and think about, who might this book be good for. Just because I didn't like it doesn't mean that there's not somebody out there that would absolutely love it. Finally then, the last little thing in this ramble for today is something that is considered an ad. Okay, so I will probably be mentioning this again in upcoming videos as well, but I will always say or put a little thing on the video to say that it is an ad because, like I said, it's classed as an ad. And that is literally my affiliate link with bookshop.org. Now, I've never mentioned this before because it's brand new. It's something that I'm trialing or that I'm doing now, just because people have asked me in the past about links and things. So I thought, why not? Why not have a link? So all of the books, the tarot decks, the oracle decks, everything that I have previously reviewed on my channel or featured in videos or on my Instagram page, and all of the things that I will be featuring going forward will be on my bookshop.org storefront page. It works like any other affiliate program, so if you purchase something through bookshop.org and using my link, then I will receive a little bit of a percentage from that sale. So as I said, I don't get any money or anything for promoting these products. So if there's something that I do feature on my YouTube channel or whatever, and you think, oh yes, I'd like that, then it would be really great if you could use my link to do so. It's just a little way that you can support the channel. Now, the reason that I chose bookshop.org and not Amazon is because if you don't know anything about bookshop.org, basically it supports independent booksellers. So when you buy a book from them, a percentage of that money from the sales of the books is shared out amongst all the indie sellers that are part of the site. Or if you want, you can choose a specific book shop that you want to support. So if you have a local bookstore near you, then you can always select them, and then any money from that sale or anything you purchase on the site, they will also get a cut of that as well. I would always recommend supporting your local bookstores or independent bookstores wherever you can, if that's an option for you. I will say though that even though I'm not using Amazon affiliate at the moment, just because I think we're all aware of the problems with Amazon and things, that doesn't mean I'm saying you shouldn't use it. I completely understand it's super quick, it's cheap, and I know that I'm many times been guilty of wanting something next day, or it's been really cheap online. So yeah, I'm not saying don't use Amazon. That's absolutely fine. If that's what you want to use, then go for it. It's just that my aim here at the moment is to obviously try and help and support those independent booksellers. Right guys, I hope that wasn't too much of a ramble for you. I just wanted to say hello, welcome back. I am still here, give you a little bit of a life update, and then obviously just give you a note on the transparency and being transparent in terms of the books that I'm receiving. I do hope you found that useful to know, especially if you're a regular here, or if you are considering subscribing to the channel. Then I do want to be as open as possible. So if you still do have any questions about what I've said in this video, then please do leave them in the comments and I will endeavour to answer them. But that is it for today, guys. I'm so looking forward to getting back to posting some semi-regular videos, and do keep an eye out for that review of New Moon Magic, and I will see you there.